Hello again. This is part 3 of my soundtrack collection. Up next, well, let me just say this is Ennio Morricone in the background. And, yeah. Anyway, let's start off with Midnight Cowboy. It's the next one. Just a little bit out of order. I found a few more records that were out of my soundtrack collection that weren't in my soundtrack collection. We have Midnight Cowboy, John Barry, and then it has that famous Harry Nilsson song, Everybody's Talking. Really good soundtrack. Third-Ear Band's Macbeth. Really spooky, witchy soundtrack for the movie Macbeth. Nosferatu by Popol Vuh, another Werner Herzog movie. This is great. This is great. This is a great soundtrack. Peter Gunn, Henry Mancini, and more music from Peter Gunn by Henry Mancini. It's Benjamin in the background laughing. Another Henry Mancini soundtrack to the Pink Panther. Plan 9 from Outer Space. Profondo Rosso, performed by Goblin. Movie Deep Red. Pretty gruesome album cover for sure. Prince's Purple Rain. Amazing piece of pop. John Cameron's Psychomania on Trunk Records. Soundtrack to the movie Quadrophenia. Another 60s exploitation movie right on the Sunset Strip with the Standells and the awesome Chocolate Watch Band. Rock and Roll High School. Great soundtrack. Mostly the Ramones, but there's a Brian Eno tune, Devo, Brownsville Station, Todd Rundgren, Alice Cooper. Rockers. Soundtrack to the movie Rockers. Has Junior Murvin's classic Police and Thieves. And then a quick Russ Meyer compilation soundtrack. Had to take that one away. There's some nudity on the cover. Yep. It's a compilation of Russ Meyer soundtracks. 3 movies on 1 LP. Bits and pieces from Good Morning and Goodbye, Cherry, Harry, and Raquel, and Mondo Topless. Unfortunately, has 2 topless women on the cover, and I think YouTube would frown upon that. Up next, another awesome soundtrack by Christopher Comeda, Rosemary's Baby. This is an amazing soundtrack. Highly recommend it. Mia Farrow sings the lullaby in the main theme. If you can get past it, it's a Roman Polanski movie. I know there's a lot of people who have pretty divided feelings about Roman Polanski, but this Rosemary's Baby is amazing. Sex, Sleaze, and Soul. It's a compilation of adverts for a lot of B movies from the 60s and 70s. Space 1999. Soundtrack to the 70s TV show. Story of Star Wars. I guess this fits under the soundtrack because, yes, from the original soundtrack, has a lot of dialogue from the movie. Tells the whole story of Star Wars. So, yes, it is a soundtrack. Another Goblin masterpiece. Suspiria. Dario Argento's Suspiria. Another essential Prague soundtrack. Oh, and if you're familiar with the Sun City Girls, if you like the Sun City Girls and you've never heard this record, it sounds a lot like the Sun City Girls in some places. Especially Torch of the Mystic. Sun City Girls, Torch of the Mystic. If you like that record, you will love Suspiria by Goblin. The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing. Ennio Morricone. One of my favorite movies, To Kill a Mockingbird. Elmer Bernstein did the soundtrack. The Trip. This is the Electric Flag. Doing the music to the soundtrack, The Trip. Great Roger Corman 60s exploitation movie. Check out the back cover. Pretty groovy. West Side Story. I don't know why I have West Side Story. I hate musicals, but just felt like I should have West Side Story for some reason. Okay, we're getting near the end. Wild Angels, another 60s exploitation movie. This has Max Frost and the Troopers, The Shape of Things to Come, which can be found on the Nuggets box set. Groovy little soundtrack. Wild Angels. Mike Curb's music to the exploitation biker movie called Wild Angels. Had Peter Fonda, Nancy Sinatra, and I think Dean Stockwell was in it too. Pretty groovy. Wild Angels 2, or Wild Angels Volume 2. You Only Live Twice by John Barry, James Bond movie. Another Nancy Sinatra connection because she sang the song You Only Live Twice. John Barry's Zulu.
John Barry's Zulu.
And last but not least, for Mosche Di Velluto Grigio, Four Flies on a Velvet Wall. Dario Argento's movie, Four Flies on a Velvet Wall, music done by Ennio Morricone. Another wonderful soundtrack. Well, I think we just made it through my soundtrack collection in 3 parts. Okay, hope everybody's well, and hopefully I'll be posting something a little different in the coming days or weeks. Anyway, hope all is well, and thank you for watching.